Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jeremy Hansen. I'm the author of Blood of the Wolf. Uh, it's a series I started, God, over a decade ago now. Since then, I have released two that I personally wrote, and then one that AI assisted me with. So just figured I'd hop on here today and kind of give a little insight into my current process and why I use AI. Um, because that, at least for now, seems to be the direction I'm going in, or like how I'm going to be putting things together, at least in the near future and possibly on into the distant future. Who knows? Depending on how things go. Anyways, when I started out, Blood of the Wolf, it revolves around my main character, Michael Kerrigan, who was a character that I played in a tabletop game, D&D. Um, well, D&D and then Heroes Unlimited. We kind of went back and forth between the medieval and the modern day, like superhero type aspect. Michael is a werewolf demigod, last of his kind here on the planet, and he was designed by his people as somewhat of a super soldier of sorts, to be a guardian of Gaia or Mother Earth to protect the Earth realm that Gaia created during the Great War, or as an escape from the Great War between good and evil. Michael was created to protect the realm from gods and demons alike that would try to take it over. Um, a peacekeeper of sorts, although he's not all that peaceful. He's actually kind of brutal. Uh, anyways, about 10 years ago, I started the book, or started the series. And it took me probably a good 8 9 months to a year to release a book in between work schedule and personal life and everything else that was going on. I don't work with proofreaders. I don't work with other editors. I do all of that on my own for the main reason that I work on a fixed income. I don't have the funds to really hire somebody. Um, and so, take of that what you will. Yeah, you might find some typos in there that I missed. I'm pretty damn good at what I do, but um, I guess I'm biased because I'm looking at my own work. But anyways, so yeah, time went on. I got that one out, and then I released Blood of the Wolf: Matters of State. Um, and after this book's release, I kind of started outlining where I wanted the writing to go from there, and kind of went on a tangent. I've got 10 planned in the series, and then I started building other characters that kind of fit into that universe, the broader Blood of the Wolf universe. Characters that would directly interact with my main character, and then characters that just lived other places in the world, but like had heard of him or had to deal with the repercussions of his battle to save the Earth realm from all the invaders from other dimensions and such. So as that all expanded out, and the outline's pretty massive. There's, at least in the rough draft outline, there's a good 20 books that'll eventually be in the works, and I know I'm going to expand out from there because I don't know. I guess I just can't stop brainstorming. Um, but so as time went on, things stress, and ended up getting custody of my daughter. I homeschool her. She has autism, and so I have a lot of things to focus on. So I can't really devote the time that I would like to my writing and to the editing and to the outlining. So I kind of had to figure out where to direct my focus. But before I got there, I started working on Salem Rising. which another book I self-published through KDP, and admittedly, I rushed it uh, a lot more than I would have had I not had everything else on my plate and would have been working through my normal process. And so in rushing it, I don't know, it kind of, I can admit it, it came out subpar. It came out not exactly the way I would have liked it to. And so I think the writing kind of suffered a bit. So that being said, fast forward years because it's taken a while for me to kind of come to the decision to be where I am. You know, I started working with ChatGPT, Gemini. Really, just I was on the fence about it. I didn't really want to work with an AI to create a book, but you know, I finally broke down and figured, well, God, if I'm going to get any of this universe out onto onto the web, into the stores, on paper, out of my head, then I had to do something. And so I finally settled on working with Sudowrite because through all of the research, came to find out that not only does it have an amazing like checklist that you can go down to, you kind of you type in all of your ideas for a character, all of their powers, their backstory, their strengths, their weaknesses, who they connect with. Um, you can do a brain dump, which is basically the rough draft drivel that you've got going on in your head, um, as kind of a like a framework for the AI to go off of. Um, you can develop the government, the religious structure, language, magic systems, any rules that the AI has to stick to that specifically pertain to your story. And then the thing I like the most, I think this was a recent development that kind of, you know, it took me off the fence and got me into, you know, like, yeah, I'll get a subscription. I'll see where this goes. Um, is that you can upload your other books that you've already completed on your own into a file and create a series, and then the AI will draw off of those other two books to use your voice for as close as it can get to your voice and create more works. Um, which is kind of where I went with Blood of the Wolf Nemesis. And this one, you know, it's another one that took a while to come out because I don't know, I'm a perfectionist, and so I can't just let AI type it out and go, yep, hands off, not going to do anything with it. I don't think anybody that does that can really consider themselves a writer or an author or um, I don't know. I don't really find it to be all that creative to be completely hands off. So anything that I would get from the AI, I had to go through it line by line, word by word. I had to judge it objectively, kind of like if I was working with a ghostwriter and decide, you know, is this what my character would say? Is this how my character feels? How would they deal with this situation? Um, and a lot of times, you know, yeah, I have to do a ton of rewrite because one, AI is repetitive. It's repetitive as hell. And so you really have to edit what you're doing, um, because it really is just kind of gonna give you a dump of ideas, and so you got to go through it and make sure that the story is coherent. Um, and so the other problem that I've faced with AI is that yeah, it can't do sex scenes. It cannot do like violence and stuff. Like it can get you just to the tipping point, but you gotta take it the rest of the way. It also really doesn't do well with like magic based powers or superpowers, anything that's outside the realm of reality. AI is very literal, and while it's good at doing fiction, man, it's got its limitations. Um, so yeah, it really came down to using AI as a partner, um, somebody that could kind of give me the meat, but then I still had to go through it and rewrite everything and make sure that it was coherent and it made sense and it worked within my universe and I could really look at it and say, yeah, I'm happy putting this out, and this kind of fits where I see this story going. And so, yeah, I guess in a way I can say that it kind of makes me a co-writer, an editor, a proofreader, a director of sorts, um, instead of just being a lone writer. Um, but I'm happy with that. I'm good with that, because the stories that I want to tell are getting told. And while they may start out as goofy, because AI is goofy in a lot of the things it writes, once I'm through with it, I'm done editing it, I'm done rewriting it, and I'm done kind of adding in all the little nuances that I would add into a story, it becomes something that I can say I'm happy with. And so that's kind of the direction that I'm taking it now, at least from here on out. Um, and yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to be trying to release content like this once or twice a week, and I'll be doing live edits of any of the work that I'm currently working on as I try to edit some of the AI outputs and turn it into a coherent story. So I'll kind of give you a behind the scenes sneak peek of my process. Dogs are going crazy because like mom's home. I kind of been helping mom out, so doing a bunch of work in the backyard. And yeah, I gotta go help her carry in the groceries. So hey, y'all take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and yeah, see you soon.